Hello, Assalamu alaikum. So today we are going to study a new topic, okay, that is related to block diagram only, but we are going to study something called as block diagram reduction rules. How to reduce block diagram and what are the rules when we want to reduce the block diagram. Okay, this is very simple and very important when you want to solve any kind of blocks. Okay, blocks basically means there are systems and you want to convert those systems into a single system. Okay, I'll write it. There will be many systems, actually control systems, okay, which we can even call it as system. So we want to convert many systems into a single system. Okay, this is important. Now, what are the various rules? Okay, various rules to reduce block diagram that we need to study in today's lecture. To reduce block diagram. Okay, so I'll give you various rules and it is very simple for you to understand. Rule number one, you can use your own notation. Any rule can be called as rule number one. That's not the case. So I'll give you, suppose there is a block. Okay, first I'll explain you. Suppose this is a block and this is the signal. This is the control system which is receiving a signal, suppose A. Okay, so we know that whatever will come out of this block will be A into G1. Okay, now, suppose there is another system in which this signal will be the input. This was the input and this is the output AG1. So what I'm saying, this AG1 is the input for the second block which is having a signal or which is having a value G2. Okay, so what will come out of it is similar to this A into G1. Here AG1 is the signal. So this will come out to be AG1, sorry, this will come out to be AG1 into G2. Okay, so that means you can convert this block, these two blocks, into a single block. If we can write, if there are three blocks in series, okay, then what you can do, you can write all the three blocks together. Here there are only two blocks, so you can write G1 into G2. Whatever is coming in is A and whatever will come out of this will be A into G1 into G2. Okay, simple thing. How many blocks are there in series? Multiply all the blocks and keep it together. So in first block, what we have done is there were two blocks and we have reduced it into a single block. And what we are getting is the same output. The output will be same, as you can see. Even the input is not changed. The blocks are reduced. Okay. So this is called combining. The rule one is called combining the block in cascade. Combining blocks in cascade, or we can even call combining blocks in series. So this is series block reduction. Okay, simple. This is my first rule. Now I'll get to the second rule. I'll give you, suppose combining. First was series or cascade. So second will be basically combining blocks which are in parallel. Okay. So suppose there are two blocks which are parallel to each other. First I'll take one block. Suppose this is my block G1. It is having a signal, coming signal, incoming signal as A. So we know what will come out of this will be A into G1. Okay. Now what I'm saying, suppose there is another block, it is having the same signal. Okay. This is another block. Now this is also having the same signal A, and suppose this block is G2. So we know what will come out of this will be equal to what? What will come out of this will be equal to A into G2. Now I want to combine this signal as well as this signal. Okay, these two signals. Suppose these two signals, whatever signals are coming out of this blocks, okay, these two signals need to be combined. So what I'll do, I'll use a summing point here, okay, and this will also go here and come here. Okay, suppose this is done. So this arrow will come here, this arrow will come here. I'm telling this to be a summation point. So suppose I want to add, both signals are getting added, this will be plus and this will be plus. What will come out of this is very important. What is going to come out of this signal, this arrow signal is how much? AG2, and this signal is how much? AG1. Since both are getting added, this will be AG1 plus AG2. That means A into G1 plus G2. Simple. A into G1 plus G2. What does it indicate? It indicates that if I convert this diagram, parallel block diagrams, into a single byte diagrams, if there are three blocks which are in parallel, then all the signals will get added. In series, all the signals were getting multiplied, and in parallel, all the signals will get added. Whatever is the signal, incoming signal will be A. So this will give us A into, similar to that cascade, single cascade. So A into G1 plus G2, if you can see, both the signals are equal. So if there are parallel blocks, we can add the blocks, okay? And if there are series blocks, we can multiply the blocks to convert it into a single block. This is block diagram reduction algebra, okay? Now I'll take you to another type. Before giving you the type, I'll just give you a hint. Suppose this is my block G, okay? And suppose there is a signal A. So we know what will come out of this will be AG. Okay, simple. What will come out of this is AG. Suppose I am taking a branch out of this. Okay, this signal will also be A. Okay, now what I am doing is, suppose, see, this is a branch out. This kinds of point where I am taking a signal branch, this is called as branch out. I'll just name it. This line, this A that is coming out of the main A is called branch out, branching or branch out. Okay. Now suppose if I want to move the branch ahead of the block, you can see that this signal is giving AG. Now this is a branch, and I want to move this branch from here to here. That move means I am moving the branch ahead of the block. So what will happen if I move branch, rule number 3, ahead of the block? Simple. If I want to move the branch ahead of the block, this branch was coming before the block, I want to move this branch ahead of the block. So that means what will happen is, I'll just put it for you. Okay, this is my G, this is my A. This branch that was coming, see, we know what is going to come out is A into G. What needs to be coming out of this is A into G. Now there was a branch here, I am pushing it this side. Okay, I am pushing this branch this side. When I am pushing this branch this side, what is going to happen? See, what is the signal that is coming out of this AG? Now we know that the branch that was there was having a signal A, right? Now, if the branch is having a signal A, here the signal will change because the branch out signal now is equal to AG, right? So, if the branch out signal is AG, you can see whatever branch out signal that will come out of here is not going to be A. Earlier it was going to be an A. Now it is going to be AG. So I have to give another block which will be 1 by G. Very important. Now we know that this is equal to AG, and this is equal to what? 1 by G. So 1 by G into AG will again give me A. So if we want to intact the branch, even by moving it ahead of the block, we need to multiply it by a inverse transfer function, okay, or inverse gain. That is simple. We want to multiply it by a inverse gain. This G is called gain, or we can even call it as transfer function. Okay, that's so easy. Okay, or the control system block. So whatever is, if we try to push this signal from here to ahead of the block, we need to multiply it by 1 by G, so that again we get a signal which is A only. Okay, and this signal will not change. This signal will remain same, A into G. Okay, so we have again got the same values. First is AG, and the branch out signal is having value A. Here also the main signal is AG, and the branch out signal again is A with the help of this block, which is 1 by G. Okay, so whenever we want to move the block, we want to move the branch ahead of the block, we need to multiply it by a transfer function, which will be inverse gain. Okay, that's important. Okay, then we can move the branch ahead of the block. Simple. This is the third rule. So I'll move to the rule number 4. Now this is also very simple. Okay, first what we did, we moved the branch ahead of the block. Okay, now just take an example again. Suppose this is G, and we have a signal that is coming in as A, so this will be equal to AG. We all know this. Okay, and suppose now the branch is at this point, so this will be AG. Now what I'm saying, if I want to move the branch before the block, now this is ahead. If I want to move this branch from here to here, 2 point. Okay, So what I'm saying, move the branch before the block. What will happen? Just think about it. If I move this branch before the block, what is going to happen? We can just see. Okay, see, this was having, sorry, this is not point A2, this is A, this point is 2, okay? This point is 2 and this point is 1. Now I'm moving the branch before the block. So what is going to happen is, now we can see, earlier what we had a G, we had a, okay, and this was giving ag, which is totally fine. Now we want another signal as ag only, because this is branch out signal of this, right? What is coming out of this block and a is ag, so we want the branch out signal to be ag. So if we want the branch out signal to be ag, and ahead of it, see, we are changing the point here, so that means we need to see, if we look at this, now this signal will be equal to what? A. But the signal that we want is what? AG. Very nice. See, the signal that we want, branch out signal is AG, but the signal, if we are moving the branch at point 2 instead of point 1, the signal that we get is A. So we need a G also. So if we need a G, what are we going to do? I'll just tell you. What can we do? We will put a block here, G. Now this signal will get converted to AG. So whenever we are moving the block branch before the block, we need to multiply the transfer branch with a signal G. This is very important. If we don't do it, we will not get the same values. Okay, that's important. So when we are moving ahead of the block, it will be 1 by G. When we are moving before the block, a branch with it, sorry, when we are moving the branch before the block, it will be G. Okay, simple. So we have got some idea, very simple ideas. We have seen 4 rules. I'll take a revision of all the rule. Rule number 1 was series blocking. Rule number 2 was parallel. This series is also called as cascade, and this is called parallel. Then came branching rule. Branching has 2 rules: ahead of the block, and the 4th one was before the block. Okay, if we put it before the block, what will happen? We have to multiply the signal by a factor, gain G. And if we are moving ahead, we have to multiply it by 1 by G. Here what we have to do, we have to add the blocks. Here what we have to do, we have to multiply the blocks. Okay, simple rules. Okay, before moving ahead, I'll take you to rule number 5. There are some basic rules. It is not at all tough. So I'll put you for rule number 5. Okay, this is very simple. What I'm saying, suppose there are 2 signals. One signal is A, another signal that is coming is B. Okay, and this is a summation point. What will happen here is, suppose this is plus and this is also plus, so both signal will get added and it will convert to A plus B. Okay, now what I'm saying, suppose there is a transfer function G, so this will be equal to A plus B into G, because the total signal is A plus B and it will multiply to G. Okay, now